Today is March 6, 2024. The other day we were talking about the two mental factors, effort and aiming. Yeah. Effort is very essential in the practice, especially at the beginning of the practice. The effort is very important. We have to exert energy every second, every moment. At the beginning of practice, if we are not exerting effort, if we are sluggish, the noting mind is not active and alert, then we couldn't see the objects clearly because the noting mind will not reach the object and we won't see the nature of object very clearly. So when this happens for a long time, not being able to see the natures of the object for a long time, then slowly uh, we lose interest in the practice. Many doubts may arise. Is this practice is the correct practice? Through, the, through this practice, we really gain some benefits or not? So many doubts may arise. And when the doubts arise, then we again don't want to continue our practice. And sometimes we put effort, but the effort is not the right effort. And aiming also not accurate. Then we experience the same thing all the time because our noting is just a casual noting. We are not very attentive to the objects. So we experience the same thing every sitting, every day. And then again, we don't want to continue the practice. We feel boredom because we are having the same experience all the time. So we feel bored, and again, many confusions may arise. Therefore, it is very important, especially at the beginning of the practice, we exert ourselves. We try to note the objects moment by moment. In sitting meditation, we have many objects occurring. Even in 1 hour sitting meditation, there are many physical and mental objects are occurring. Though there are many objects occurring in sitting meditation, but according to the Vipassana law, we focus on the most obvious objects. Yathapakatang Vipassana Viniveso. Observe the most obvious object. So at the beginning of sitting, the main object, rising and falling movement in the abdomen, is most obvious. Therefore, we start our sitting meditation with the main object. Try to focus on the object. Be very attentive to the rising and falling movement So we keep our mind on the location where the rising and falling movement takes place. And usually this rising and falling movement appears in the abdomen, usually at the center of the abdomen, around the navel area. But it is not like that. The rising and falling movement will appear only around the navel area. It could appear any place in the abdomen, maybe the upper abdomen or lower abdomen, right or left part of the abdomen. But wherever it appears, we have to pay attention to that area, that location, and follow it very precisely from the very beginning to the end, naming it as rising and falling. If some thoughts, some wandering mind occurs, we note it immediately. And of course, at the beginning, sometimes those thoughts, it disappear very quickly. Once we notice the mind is wandering, there is thoughts, it stops immediately. And in that case, we immediately again come back to the primary object of rising and falling movement. So that way, we have to exert effort to note the presently arising objects. And if we could note that way, and we are also very attentive, we are paying attention, focusing the objects, then the noting mind and the object becomes very concurrent. The noting mind just falls on the object, and we come to have a mindfulness. The noting mind stays on that object even for a while. The concentration arises and we come to see the nature of the object very clearly. As the Buddha said, there are only mind and matter, nothing else. No beings, no entity, just mind and matter, mentality and physicality. And we come to know about that mentality and physicality, the very true natures of mentality and physicality. And if we keep on practicing, keep on observing them continuously, we come to know how those mentality and physicality appear and disappear, arising and passing away. The impermanent nature of those mentality and physicality. So therefore, the continuous noting is very essential. Continuously noting the objects one after another. It's like a pigeon picks up the grain. Yeah, the pigeon. When we feed pigeon, the pigeon picks up the grains, either rice or corn or any other grains. It picks up one after another, non-stop. The pigeon picks up the grains non-stop, one after another. So same way, the meditators, we have to observe the objects one after another. Again, the most obvious one. Yeah? There are many objects occurring, but we note from the most obvious one. We pick up the most obvious objects. Try to note that object as long as it is quite obvious. If another most obvious object arises, the mind already on that obvious object, then we note that object. So that way we continuously, we should note the objects continuously. And to be able to note those objects continuously, we should be very active. Our noting mind should be very alert, very active. So if we keep on noting that way, we come to develop the good mindfulness, good concentration, and good wisdom. We come to see the natures more clearly and distinctly if we keep on observing them continuously. Therefore, we should engage in observing the objects very continuously so that we become a yogi. So yogi is a person who is engaged in observing the every arising objects continuously. Every arising objects one after another in order to develop the knowledge. But sometimes, although we know that we have to exert effort, we have to note the objects continuously, we should be very active and alert, but sometimes we are not so active. Though we know we have to be very active, we have to note every object continuously. And for that, we have to exert effort, but sometimes our mind is not very active. We are not very enthusiastic in noting the objects. So what to do at that time? Though we know we have to be very active, but we are not so active. We are not very enthusiastic in noting the objects. So in the text, the causes, the different causes given in order to arouse the effort, different causes. The proximate cause for this effort to arouse is samvega vatu pradhana and also viryarambha vatu pradhana, the two causes, two types of. The first one, samvega vatu pradhana, the proximate cause for this effort to arise is the sense of urgency, samvega. Samvega is the sense of urgency. It is a kind of fear, but this fear is not an unwholesome fear. We all have a kind of fear, but that fear is because of a dosa, hatred, aversion. But here the samvega, the sense of urgency, which is a kind of fear, but that fear is not an unwholesome fear. It is not an unwholesome fear, but it is the kind of knowledge that is associated with the moral fear. That is the samvega. And we should have that kind of fear within us in order to arose the effort. So in the text, the 8 grounds of this grounds for this sense of urgency are given. That is jati. Jati is a birth, rebirth. Yeah. So how suffering the rebirth is, we have to reflect on that. Yeah. How suffering this rebirth. Actually, the rebirth in Pali, it is jati. It doesn't take a long time. Actually, the jati is a very short movement, very short movement. As a human being, we take rebirth in mother's womb. So when we take rebirth in mother's womb, at that very moment, there arises a rebirth linking consciousness together with some other materiality. And that movement is very, very short movement. So that is the jati. Yeah. So that short movement, that jati, actually it is not a long time, so it's not so suffering. But because of that rebirth, we are bound to face a different sufferings in the whole life. Yeah. Therefore, the jati rebirth is suffering, and we have to analyze that. And again, jara, the old age. We are getting old day by day. So we know now how suffering when we are getting old. Even after the 30-year, 40-year over, then we feel a many discomfort in the body. Many discomfort in the body. So the old age is also very suffering. And we have to reflect on that too. And death. Death, marana. Sorry, the vyadhi, the first vyadhi disease, the illness. Yeah, the illness also very suffering. Even having some cough and a runny nose also not comfortable. It's very discomfort we experience. So if we have to suffer by the very critical diseases, then that will be very, very suffering. So we have to reflect on this illness and then the marana, death. Yeah. Dying is also not easy, actually. Dying also not easy. And again, we have to reflect on the life in the lower states. If we have to reborn in the lower states, like a hell or animal world, hell we don't see, but animal world we can see. Yeah, how suffering the life of animals. How suffering the life of animals. If we happen to reborn as an animal, we will not get a chance to accumulate the wholesome deeds. And it is not easy to reborn again as a human being once we are in the animal world, because we don't have a chance. We will not get a chance to accumulate the wholesome deeds. Yeah, because we all believe that the wholesome action brings the good results and unwholesome action brings the bad results. So once we reborn as an animal, then it is not easy to get out from that animal world. And we have to reflect on that too. The reborn, if we happen to reborn in the four lower states, it would be very suffering. We will not get a chance to practice, especially this type of the higher wholesome deeds, the Satipatthana Bhavana. And also, we have to reflect on the sufferings that we have already had in our past lives. We don't know what type of suffering we had in our past lives, but we know about the present life, how suffering the life is. So we can imagine the past life also would be very suffering. Yeah. Also the future life. If we have not attained the arhatship, yeah, if we have not attained the arhatship, we still more lives. We will reborn again and again. And if we have to reborn again, then that life also will be very, very suffering. So we have to reflect on that. And also in present life also, to live this life, we have to struggle a lot. Yeah, we have to struggle for the food, especially. Every day we need food to survive. And to get the food, we need to earn. Yeah, so searching for food is also not easy. It is also suffering. So those are the 8 grounds of the samvega to arise. Therefore, reflecting on those things, then there arises the sense of urgency to practice, because this practice leads to the cessation of all the sufferings. And then, okay, I have no time. I have no time. I should put effort. I should try my best. I should try my best. So that way we put more effort. We exert effort in the practice. We try to be mindful every moment, every second. So that is the proximate cause for a cause to arise the effort. Yeah. The another proximate cause is virya ramba vatu padatthana. That is the basis for arousing energy, and in the text they're given the 8 Virya Vatu, the 8 grounds for the arousal of energy. Yeah. The first one is we have to analyze that when we have some task to do, when we have some work to do, and when we have some work to do, then we have to think that if I have to work at that time, maybe in near future, if I have to work in near future, then I won't get a chance to practice. I won't get a chance to practice. So now I should practice. I should put effort in the practice. If I have to work, then I won't get a chance. So that way also we can grab the opportunity that now we are having in the present moment. We should grab the opportunity, because if tomorrow we have to do our job, we have to do our work, then we won't get a chance to practice because we have to finish that work. So today I have a chance. I have an opportunity. So we grab that opportunity and we put effort in the practice. So that way also we can arouse the effort. We can make our mind active and alert. Tomorrow is not certain. Yeah, tomorrow is very uncertain. Today is certain. So we should grab that opportunity. And again, sometimes we have already finished our task, our work. Now I have a time. When I was doing my task, I didn't get a chance to practice. But now I have completed my work, so I should put effort in the practice. So reflecting that way, also we should be able to grab a chance to practice. We should put effort in the practice. Yeah, and the third one is, if for some reason we have to travel somewhere. Yeah, for some reason we have to travel somewhere, then we won't get a chance while we are traveling. We won't get a chance to practice. So if we have to travel in near future, then while we are traveling, we won't get a chance to practice. But now I'm not traveling yet. I got a chance to practice, so I should exert effort. I should grab this chance. So that way also we can exert effort in the practice. And again, the number 4 one is, while I was traveling, I couldn't get a chance to practice. While I was traveling, I couldn't get a chance to practice, but now I'm not traveling, so I get this chance. That's why I should put effort in the practice. So that way also we have to approach effort. That's what said in the text. And again, the another one is the number 5. During Buddha's time, all the monks have to go for alms round. And when they go for alms round, sometimes they won't get enough food. They get food, but not enough food. So at that time, how they reflect that, oh, today I didn't get enough food. So I'm a bit light today because I'm not eating too much. I feel light. So it's the time to put more effort in the practice because I feel light. My body is very light and it's suitable for work, the work of practice. So that way also, during Buddha's time, the monks, they exert effort. So in this retreat also, sometimes the yogis, if you don't get a food what you want, and so that you feel not enough food, but instead of being upset or disappointed, you can tell yourself that, oh, today my stomach is not very full, so I'm not sleepy. I won't be sleepy, or my body is a bit light. I feel comfortable. Yeah, my digestion is also okay. So I should put more effort. So that way also we can exert effort. That is the number 5, the ground for the arousal of energy. And the number 6 one is what the bhikkhus do during Buddha's time, during olden days, that sometimes in alms round, they get quite enough food. They get quite enough food. And after getting that enough food, they said that, oh, today I get enough food, so I get some strength. Yeah? I get some strength, and so it's quite suitable for the practice, suitable for the work of the practice. So they exert effort in the practice because they feel very strong. They have some strength because they got enough food. So the same way the yogis also, when they get enough food, they can reflect that, oh, today I got enough food and I feel quite strong. I have a power, strength. So I should put effort in the practice. So that way also we should arouse effort. So the contentment, taking in every situation in positive way. Yeah, thinking in positive way. So that if we think in the positive way, we would have a peace in the mind. If we think in the negative, if we take in the negative way, then we won't have a peace in the mind. So the monks, though they do not get enough food, also they are satisfied because they take it in the positive way. If they get enough food, also they take it in the positive way. They said, oh, I have a strength to practice, so I should put effort. So anyway, they are trying to exert effort. So too the yogis, we also do the same way. In any condition, any situation, we just need to think about the practice and how we can do our job of observing the every presently arising objects in effective way. That's what we need to think about. And the number 7 ground for the arousal of energy is sometimes we got sick, we become sick for maybe some minor illness. And at that time, how we have to reflect is that now I am ill. a little bit. This illness may become severe also, critical also. So before this illness becomes critical, I should try my best. I should put effort in the practice. So that way also we have to reflect. Although the illness right now I'm having is very minor, but this could become very critical one also. Therefore, before it becomes critical, I should put effort. So that way also we can arouse energy. And the last one is when we become ill, we suffered, and later we recovered. So at that time, how should we reflect that, oh, I was ill. I was ill for because of some disease. I was ill for that period. And when I was ill, I couldn't put effort in the practice very well because I was ill. But now I am recovered. Yeah, I am recovered. But there is still the possibility that the illness may come again. The illness could come again. There is still the possibility. So I was just recovered and there is the possibility of illness in near future. Therefore, right now I should exert effort. I should exert effort before the illness comes again. So that way also, reflecting that way also, we could exert effort. So these are the 8 grounds for the arousal of energy, and that is the proximate cause for the arousal of effort. So reflecting that way, we can have the good effort. We can make our mind more active and alert. And we try to note, we try to observe every arising phenomena, the physical and mental phenomena. Therefore, in Satipatthana practice, we are observing the objects arising in the present moment, not in the past, not in the future, the present moment, the presently arising objects. Therefore, the present moment is very important. Although we all are here to attain this retreat, some of you are attending for the whole month, and some of you are attending for the 2 weeks. But sometimes there might come some urgent matters. And because of that, you may not be able to stay here for the whole period of a month or the 2 weeks, because there might arise some cases. This could happen anytime. Some urgent matters, some urgent cases that you have to go. You cannot say that, oh, I will do after I come back from the retreat. So urgent, so important cases may arise that you have to leave the retreat immediately. So we don't know what will happen tomorrow. We don't know what will happen tomorrow. So today is the most important day for us to exert effort in the practice. Today is the certain. We know what's happening right now. So even now it's about 5 o'clock. We don't know what's happened at the night time. Yeah. Therefore, the present moment is very, very important. Though we want to attain the whole, attend the retreat for the full time, sometimes any emergency cases may appear, cases may arise, so that we couldn't get a chance to complete the retreat. We may need to leave the retreat before it completes. So this happens to many yogis also. Though they want to come practice for the whole retreat, they couldn't because of some emergency cases. Yeah. Therefore, the present moment is in our hand. And thinking that way also, we should exert energy in the practice. We can make our mind very active in noting the objects. We don't want to lose any moment. We just want to take advantage of this opportunity that we are having right now. And there is one verse that I think this is also very good to know, good to remember, that in the text it is said that the old age, the illness, the death, they approach like the fire in the jungle. So in the jungle, from every direction, when the fire comes, there is no way to escape. No way to escape. Because the fire comes from everywhere. And the animals, the beings in that jungle, they try to run away from that fire. They try to run away from east to west, from west to east, from north to south, from south to north. But they couldn't, because the fire coming from everywhere. They could not run away, and at last they die. Yeah. Same way, the all beings, not only the human beings, the all beings are surrounded by the fire of old age, disease, and death. We are surrounded by the fire of old age, illness, and death. And we don't have a strength to escape from this fire of old age, illness, and death. We don't have a strength. We cannot run away from this old age, illness, and death. So what we have to do, that as a human being, we are having a very good chance to practice this higher wholesome deed, the Satipatthana Bhavana, which can lead us to the place where there is no old age, no illness, no death. That is the Nibbana. So when we are having this type of good chance, good opportunity, we again should grab this chance. We should put effort not wasting even a second. Yeah, not wasting even a second. We try to observe every arising objects. We try to be mindful all the time, every second, every moment, so that we develop the mindfulness, concentration, and wisdom, and eventually we we will be free from the fire of old age, illness, and death. So, reflecting this way, we have to arouse effort. So, effort, arousing effort, putting effort means trying to observe every arising object all the time. In sitting meditation, in walking meditation, in daily activities. And when we are practicing that way, the important thing is we don't pay much attention to the outside world. We don't pay much attention to the outside. We try to look inside, try to observe inside what's happening inside us. That is the most important thing, because the Satipatthana practice is a kind of researching ourselves. So we try to look inside. We don't pay attention to the outside sounds more. Sometimes we ignore them, especially when you do walking meditation, because your eyes open, you are moving. So very easily we lose our mindfulness in walking meditation. Very easily we lose mindfulness in walking meditation. But in sitting, we are sitting here, the eyes closed. But in walking, we keep open every faculties, eye, ear, everything we keep open. We are not restraining. Yeah, that one we have to be very careful. So in practicing Satipatthana meditation, we try to keep our mind inside, not the outside. We try to look inside. So that way we can develop mindfulness, concentration, and wisdom very quickly. So may you all be able to put effort in the practice so that you gain the benefits of the practice very soon. That's all for today.